Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Ron, and I'm the guy that talks too much. Welcome back to my channel. And today's topic: a nurse gets unfairly fired for having an Onlyfans account because she needed help to make ends meet. Wow, what world do we live in that a nurse is not free to dot around and have her own OnlyFans to make ends meet? The injustice. Let's get it. Pow! Okay, guys, so as always, me doing my due diligence to bring you guys nothing but top-notch content to entertain yourself and to add value to your life, right? The ongoing line that I tell on this channel. I was on Twitter, looking for that good content, and then I stumbled into a tweet, which we're gonna get into, that was saying, crying, complaining, demanding for a nurse to get her job back because those mean people at the hospital fire her because they discovered she had an OnlyFans. And we cannot stand for that type of injustice in this beautiful country where you're free to do whatever you want. To an extent, you're free to do whatever you want, right, in your own time. And then, since this is a capitalist society, we encourage the go-getters, the entrepreneurs, and the people that go out there and just keep grinding even after they 9 to 5, right? But before we get into the story, I want to show you guys the tweet that triggered everything for me. Let's get into it. Nurses lose their jobs for having an OnlyFans to make ends meet because they're being so underpaid. But no one batted an eyelid when firemen were doing shirtless calendars to raise extra income for the same reason. Interesting. Everything in life is about context, right? This young lady over here is saying how we're gonna break it down because there's a lot of lies told in this tweet, but let's just be objective, like I said. First parts of this tweet, she says that nurses lose their jobs because they're having an OnlyFans, and then she makes a comparison to firemen who post in the calendars, just to make a little extra money. And then to a point, right? It's a little bit of a stigma, I guess, and you might say, well, firemen do it. But here's how my rebuttal for that. First of all, those guys that you see in the calendars, which, by the way, nobody uses calendars anymore, showing up their six-packs or whatnot, there were actual models dressed, most of the time were actual models dressed as firemen. Or that one, how like every fire department or every police department got that one like model looking like cop that or firefighter who actually is a firefighter or a cop, but at the same time their side gig is being a model. So that's that right there, and it's known, right? And they're model for these high-end companies or whatnot, right? And they take off their shirt, and that's about it. But here's the thing: you're comparing it to an OnlyFans, which we all know what goes on OnlyFans. And OnlyFans, this wasn't the purpose to begin with, but in OnlyFans, you know what happens. Girls sell their nudes or their sex tapes or whatnot, and the Sims go there and pay money for it. Not like the firefighter cop calendar that is hanging in the office. But here's some of these lies, and we're gonna break it down. She said that the nurse lost their job for having an OnlyFans because she needed to make ends meet. So myself, boy Ron, decided to do his due diligence and go out there and do some investigative journalism. I went in there and I tracked the roots to what was the problem, because at the end of the day, guys, we should be allowed, as long as it's within the law, to have a side gig or whatever that might be, whether it's me posting naked or whatnot. We should be allowed to have some sort of side job, whatever that might be. But here's what this not sincere tweet doesn't tell you. I went and did some digging around, And the young lady was actually a Florida nurse. And by the way, This is not allegedly. This is out there, you know. And what she was doing was recording content for her OnlyFans at the hospital. And let me not tell you too much. And just, as you can see in the picture in the screen, you can see Florida nurse fired from hospital after hospital discovers her OnlyFans account. So as you can see, on the left side, she's in the bathroom taking a picture. And on the right side, which, by the way, sorry for the boys, I had to blur it out, you know, YouTube guidelines. She's clearly like lifting her shirt and pulling down her pants and taking a picture of her thong, like showing her ass, you know? So basically, the hospital was like, what? What is this? And they went down, called her to the office, you know, I wasn't there, the whole 9 yards, and got her ass fired out of there, you know? It wasn't because the hospital was being mean and not understanding. She was violating clear guidelines. Guys, as most of us do work for other for companies, not only hospitals, I mean, whoever's watching, you know, every company have certain guidelines that you need to oblige by while you're working there, those 8 or 10 hours that you're there. And me, coming from, I have worked in clinics and hospital in the past, and also my mom works at a hospital, and many people that I grew up around work at hospitals. They have very strict and tight guidelines and behaviors that you need to follow. It's just the nature of the game, right? So as you guys saw that picture, she was in the bathroom, you know, lifting up her shirt, you know, trying to be the whole sexy nurse, which, by the way, that would inspire me nothing because that bathroom looked dirty as fuck. But it is what it is. These Sims paid their money to these women for no reason. Anyways. And then I did some more investigative journalism, and I found out that now wasn't she only recording her material for her OnlyFans while being on the clock in the hospital in a COVID era where people just imagine being a nurse like, okay, it's a COVID patient dying in next door. Let me just go to the bathroom and make content for my OnlyFans. Let me not even care about this person who literally is infected with this deadly virus. Not a really good idea, as you can see, because you ended up fired. But then again, like I said, I did some further investigation, and allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly because I don't have the actual proof, but allegedly, according to some of her tweets and people on Twitter, because you know we gotta trust Twitter, because Twitter apparently runs shit now. Allegedly, she actually did content with one of the COVID patients, you know? You know what I mean? Like, she got it in with one of the COVID patients, and apparently she recorded it and uploaded it to her OnlyFans account. I mean, in a way, I'm not mad at her about that one because, I mean, say is probably a good-looking dude, and hey, man, he only got like a few days left. I mean, that's not a bad way to go out, you know, banging out one of the nurses, you know. Sadly, that had to be uploaded to OnlyFans, but hey, man, that's not a bad way to go out at all. So we debunked part one of some of the tweet that was lying, right, with the whole that the hospital fired the nurse just because she had an OnlyFans, right? That tweet did not provide the detail of what really happened behind the scenes, right? Now, point number 2, when she says that the nurse, she had to go out there because she was starving. She was massively underpaid, and she had to go out there and show her ass on OnlyFans to make ends meet. Why you always lying? Why you always lying? Stop freaking lying. Lady, you are a lying horse. You are a horse and a liar. That is nothing but a lie because registered nurse and certified nurses are everything but underpaid. Maybe overwork, but I guess, are you really overworked or underpaid? I mean, you know what I'm trying to say. This lady on the tweet is lying because nurses are not underpaid whatsoever. I did some research, like I said, some very deep investigating journalism, and I find out some of the medium to average salaries of both registered nurses and certified nurses. Registered nurse being like, I guess, that, a registered nurse, and then like a certified nurse is like a level above the registered nurse, so they get paid more than the regular registered nurse. I guess this, just like doctors have ranks, so do nurses. The average salary for a nurse, a registered nurse that is, in New York City is about $84,215, right? Depending on the city, right? There's different mediums and average salaries for different states. By the graph above, right, you can see that certified nurses, like I said, like I mentioned before, they get paid a little bit more. They get into, like, as you can see, 122,000, 190,000. The lowest in New Mexico, 97,000. In New York, 120,000, and so on and so forth. Also, you can see that the average salary nationwide for a registered nurse is about 70,000, and comparing to the New York average, which is about, again, $84,215. So we just debunked that part 2 of the tweet where it says that the nurse was underpaid, therefore she had to get her OnlyFans, and that the hospital fired her just for the only purpose of having an OnlyFans. And look, like I said, I mentioned in previous videos, I don't knock nobody that has an OnlyFans, and do what you do. I'm a capitalist, and I'm all about all forms of legal capitalism. You know, do what you do. I'm not your dad, but it's all about the lives, right? This young lady probably worked extremely hard to become a registered nurse, but her seek of validation, her seek of attention, because I'm pretty sure it wasn't about the money at that point. And like I said, and we're gonna make a video about that in the future, why most girls have an OnlyFans. It's just the constant seek of validation, is the constant seek of attention from these sims, and to feel worthy, and to feel love, or to feel this attention that you probably was lacking from your dad, your mom, somebody, I don't know, growing up, a boyfriend that did you wrong. But it's not cool to lie and be misleading. You were not underpaid. I'm pretty sure you weren't. And they didn't fire you just for the solely purpose of having an OnlyFans. It was because you were violating guidelines. You were, in a way, not caring about your job, right? And you were really making this hospital, which I didn't find the name of the hospital, but imagine being the hospital that had the nurse that had the OnlyFans during this pandemic time. Like I said, it was very misleading and disingenuous. Also, you have to think yourself, as a young lady that works so hard to get through college, and then you gotta go to med school for nursing, you gotta go to nursing school, which is another tough phase of the program, becoming a nurse. All that hard work, all those sleepless nights, right? All for nothing, just to get fired because you want to be a horse. As always, guys, like I told you, it doesn't matter what I think of this channel. It's what you guys think. Please leave your comments down below. And this crazy ass topic, these horses are getting out of hand. Don't forget to subscribe, like, activate the notification bell, share with everybody you know. It's your boy Ron, and I'm out. Peace.